Okay guys, so to start the song, we're gonna strike on the E chord and an E chord. So this is an E chord, and remember you need to strike the open E string. And we do just that, we strike it twice, then we kill the strings, and we wait for a little bit. And then we start again, and we do the same thing again. That's it. So we repeat the same movement 5 times. And then we start with the main riff of the song. We strike it twice, we wait for a little bit, and then we go to an E chord, right? And what we do is, so we're gonna do that. We put our hand in a D chord position and we strike on the 5th of the A string, and then we do a bar on the D and the G string. And we strike 7 of the D, 7 of the G, back to 7 of the D, back to 7 of the G, and then 7 of the D, and we go back to the 5th position of the A. That's the movement. So as soon as we strike the 5th of the A string, we do that. We go to the 4th of the D string and then 7th of the D string, right? And to finish the lick, we go to 4, and that's a longer note, and then 5 of the E and 6 of the E. Let's go again. Sorry, let's go again. So that is in slow tempo. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the main riff, and we're gonna repeat it several times on the first verse. Then the first chorus comes in, and we're gonna do something else. Okay, so on the first chorus, we're gonna do 4 different chords. We're gonna do an A chord, a D chord, then a B chord, and an E chord. And you can already listen what's going on there. You know, sounds like the original track. So we do that. Now the first 2 lines, we're gonna repeat A and D, and then we repeat A and D again. Now the movement is gonna be the following. So we do that, and every time we change chords, we need to strike the open strings. Now, right there on the tabs, you can have the arrows showing the downstroke on the upstroke, so you can pause the video and follow that. I'm gonna play the same thing on a slow tempo. Then we change chords. We go to a B chord and an E chord, and we follow the same patterns with the strokes, right? With this. So follow the arrows, and we do B and E. Now, after we play B and E one time, the next time we go to B, there's no changing. We just stay on B and we play play the whole progression, right? But we just keep playing B. There's no change there until the chorus ends. We finish playing a B chord. Let me show you with the B and E first, and then the B. Right. So let me play the whole section and we move forward. Now, if you want to make things a little bit more interesting, instead of playing this A chord, what you can do, you can play this A chord, and when you go to D, do this D chord and add something, right? So you can do that. You can use embellishments. So it's the same progression, it's the same movements, downstrokes and upstrokes. So what we do is that. What we're gonna do is that when we go to D, we add the 8th position on the B string, and we do. And then when we go to B is the same idea. If this one is B, this is A, this one is B, the 7th position, and we repeat the same pattern. And then when we go to B, we just stay on B until the chorus ends. Right? And then of course we go to the next verse, and on the next verse we will change things a little bit. So on the second verse, we are not going to repeat the main riff. So we will not do that. We're going to do something else. What we're going to do is we're going to do that. So we start on the 2nd and the 4th of the E and the A. It's going to be an F sharp. So we strike it twice and we kill the strings, right? So to move forward, we go to the D string and the G string to the 11th position. And when we do that, we are also putting a bar on the 7th of the D and the G. We only play D and G. So what we do is, we do that. We strike 11, we do a pull off to 9, and then we strike 11 again on both strings. The next movement is the same idea, but on the 4 and on the 2nd, right? Now the only difference is that when we strike the 4 and we do a pull off to the 2nd and we strike 4 again, we do a slide to the 6th position. That's the movement. And then we start again, we just repeat the same lick. Right? That is in a slow tempo. Of course, you need to do a little bit faster than that. Now, if you are a little bit, not too comfortable going from 11 and 9 to 4 and 2nd, what you can do, you can cut to the chase and go right here. So this is A, and this is A, same notes. So you can start from the 9 of the 5th and the 4th, and then do a slide to the 11 of the 5th and the 4th. The only the bad thing is that you need to do a big jump to go back to 2 and 4. That's why I like it. I like to do it here because I'm ready to go to 2 and 4. It's easier for me. But it's completely up to you. So next comes the second chorus. So on the second chorus, we're going to do this the same thing we did on the first chorus, but the chords will change. The same progression, everything it's the same, but the chord names are going to change. So on the previous one, on the first chorus, we were playing A and we were playing D. But now we're going to play B and we're going to play A. Now the movement with this hand is going to be exactly the same. Now, on the first chorus, we were doing B and we were doing E, but now, of course, we're going to move everything up. So we're going to play C sharp and then B, and it's the same movement. And the second time, on the previous chorus, we will, to finish the chorus, we were just playing B, a B chord, but this time we just play a C chord and we finish it there. Okay, so let me play the whole section with the new chord names. Right? Same idea, different positions. And again, if you wish to do the other thing, the one we were doing here, since now we are starting on B, same idea, B. And since we go to C sharp, this one is C sharp, and this one is C sharp, so same idea. And then we just finish on C sharp. And that is it for the second chorus. Let's go with the solo. Okay guys, so we're going to start with the solo, and with the first part of the solo, we will do the following. We will start doing that. So we're gonna start with the with that rock basic rock movement. We're gonna go to the 14th of the G string, and we need to strike the 14th. And as soon as we do a bend. All right, we do a bend. Now, while you're doing that, you need to do a bar. You need to create a bar on the make a bar on the 12th fret of the B and the E string. So when you do the bend, you strike 12 of the B and 12 of the E. That's the movement. Then we need to kind of repeat the same thing, but we will change things a little bit. Again, you start again with the 14 and the bend, and then 12 of the B, 12 of the E, and now we need to strike 12 of the E, 12 of the B, and back to 12 of the E. Let's go again. That's the movement. And to finish this part, again, we repeat the same thing. 14, tiny bend, 12, and 12 of the E, right? Let's go again. All right, so the next movement is gonna be, we're gonna do that. So we need to, as soon as we finish on the 12th of the E string, you need to be ready to go to the 14th of the G string and strike 14, do a bend, a release, a pull off to the 12th, and then 14 of the D. And I would advise to make a bar right here on the D and the G string, because we need to strike 14 and 14 of the G and then back to 12 of the G. Let's go in slow tempo. That's the movement. And again, the next part is going to be twice on the 14th of the D string, 12 on the G, back to 14th, and then 12, 14 of the G, and 12 of the G. That's how it sounds. Right, so next movement, we do that. We go back to the 14th of the G string, we do a bend, and while you're doing the bend, you need to strike on the 15th of the B string. Right? Now, while you're doing the bend, you need to strike the bending string and release, all right? And as soon as you do that, you do a pull off to the 12th position. And to finish, 14 of the D, 14 of the G, and 12 of the G. Let's go again. That's how it sounds. Let's go again, the whole first part of the solo. All right, so the next section, we do that. We go to the 20th of the B string, and you need to strike, and it's a long bend. As soon as you do that, there's a tiny release, but you can kill the strings, and then go to the 17th of the B string, and you need to strike the 17th 3 times. As soon as you do that, you go 20 again, 17 again, and then we go back to 20 and we do a bend, we kill the bend, and then do the release, and then 20 again. Notice I'm doing the bend, killing the strings, and then 20 without the bend. Let's go again. So the next movement is going to be, we do that. We go back to the 17 of the B string, we strike it, we do a hammer on to the 20, and a pull off to the 17. All right, 17, 20, pull off back to 17. And then we strike 19 of the G string, and we repeat the same motion. 17, hammer on, pull off, back to 17. Right? That's the movement. And as soon as we do that, we go back to 19 of the G string, and we finish the lick going 17 twice. So let's go with the entire section in a slow tempo. Okay, so the next part of the solo. So we're gonna do something like that. So to start, we need to go to the A string. We start there. On the A string, 14th. So when we start, we do a slide to the 14, and as soon as you finish the slide, you strike 14th again. So then we need to do a series of movements, and we kind of repeat the same pattern every time. So after this slide, we do 14 of the A string again, and we go 12 of the D, 14 of the A, and then we go to the D string and we strike 12 of the D, 14 of D, pull off to 12, and then we kind of start again on the 14 of the D. Let's go again. That's the movement. So after the 14 of the D, we do 12 of the G, back to 14 of the D, and then back to G and strike 12, 14 of the G, 14 of course, and we do pull off to 12, same thing that before, and we go back to 14 of the G, and we kind of start again. So let's go again. So then we go 12 of the B, 14 of the G, and then again back to 12 of the B, 15 this time, not 14, pull off to 12, and then we go back to 15 and 12 of the E. Again, it's always the same pattern, but on two different strings. Let's go again in a slow tempo. So as soon as we do that, we strike 15 again, and now the pattern changes. We go back to 15 of the B, we strike 12 of the E again, so we repeat 15, 12, 15, 12, and then we go back to the 15 of the E string. We go to the 15 of the E string, and we do that movement. We strike 15, we do the bend, and then we do the release and strike 15 without the bend. And then to finish, we do that 12 of the E, 15 of the B, and back to 12 of the E. So let's go with the whole section in slow tempo. So the next movement, we do that. So we go to 17 of the E string, and now what we need to do is we do a bend and then the release, but the release, it's halfway. We do not go back to the 17, we just kind of do that. But while we're doing that movement, that bend and release, we strike on the string. So we do bend, the release. So that's the movement, right? So we do it several times, and when we are about to finish, we do the release, pull off from 17 to 15, and we strike on the 17 of the second string. Let's go again. Let's go again. Next movement. So we do that. After we finish on the 17 of the B string, we go back to the 15 of the E and we strike one time. And then we need to go to 17, we strike twice, and now we're gonna go to 16 of the E, 17, 16 again, and to finish, we do that. We go to 17, we do a bend, kill the strings, go to 15, do a bend, and kill the strings. Let's go again. Right? One more time. And to finish, let's go again. You know, it's a larger bend, sorry for that. So we go to 17 of the B, we strike one time, and we kind of let it ring just a little bit. And then we just stay on the same position, and we strike 17 3 times. Right? That's the movement. And to finish, we strike 15 of the B, and we go back to 17 of the B string, and we do a large bend. And to finish the solo, we finish on the 15 of the B string. Let's go again. And notice when I'm doing the bend, there is kind of a release. And that is the solo. Alright, so at the end of the song, when the song is finishing, we have a series of licks. So that's what we're going to be doing now. I'm going to tell you what we're going to be doing on those licks. So the first lick is... So we start doing that. That's the first one. We kind of repeat always the same pattern. It's just like with the thing we did on the solo. We start on the 12th of the E string, and then we move to the second on the 15 of the second, and we strike 15, and as soon as we do a pull off to the 12th. Then we do 14 of the G, 12 of the B, and then we go back to G and we do 14, pull off to 12, and then again we repeat 14, pull off to 12. Let's go again. So to keep moving forward, we kind of repeat the same motion. We go 14 of the D, 12 of the G, and we go back to 14 of the D, and we do 14 pull off, 14 pull off, right? Same idea. Now again, same idea, but we're going to be changing it a little bit at the end. We do 14 of the A, 12 of the D, and we go back to 14 of the A, pull off to 12, and now 14 of the 12, 14 of the A, sorry, and then pull off to 12, and as soon as we do the pull off, we do a slide to the 10th, and we strike 12 of the A and pull off to 10. I know this sounds confusing. I'm going to play in a slow tempo right now. So that is the movement, right? Pull off, slide, 12, pull off. And to finish, we strike on the 12th of the E string, and we finish on the 10th of the E string, playing several times, but we kind of need to do a vibrato. You know, it's gonna have a hard word to pronounce if you're a Spanish, spoken guy. Vibrato or something like that. All right, so again, 12, then 10, and you do just that. It's gonna sound right. Let's go with the next riff. So on the next riff, we need to go to 20 of the B string, and we do. So we do that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna strike the 20, and we do a bend, and now we're gonna do the release. And as soon as you do the release, you strike the 20. So that is the idea. The bend, killing the note, doing the release, 20 without release, bend, killing the note, 20 without the release. The only thing, you need to do that movement, but you need to do it really fast. Right? And you always need to remember that you need to keep killing the notes. And the last time to finish, we do that. We do 20, a bend, there's kind of a release, and then you finish on the 20. Now notice that the bend is a little bit, we do kind of a larger bend. All right, next lick. So the next lick is going to be. So we're going to do that, and if you listen to the original track, there's kind of an effect going on right there, where he's striking the whole strings and creating that effect. But the notes are still the same. We go to the 20 of the E string, you do a large bend, and then go back to 17 of the E. Everything happens on the E string, and then do 17 and a bend like going to 19. And then you're going to do the same thing, bend, but this time we do the release, a pull off to 15, and you finish on the 17 of the B string. Let's go again with whole lick. All right, so that's the riff number 4. Okay, so the next lick, not riff, sorry for that. We're gonna go to 19 and 20, right? Of the G and the B string. And the only thing we need to do when we go there, you strike both at the same time and you do that vibrato, all right? And you need to keep playing, play that several times while you're doing the vibrato. That's the idea, that's the sound. All right, next lick. So the next lick again sounds a little bit weird because of the effects, but the main idea is to go to 14 and play the 15. Now on the 14, you do a bend and then play the 15. That's the movement. You go 14, you do the bend, and when you are on the higher part of the bend, you do 15 and you repeat always the same moments, the movements. Now, if you listen to the original track, after we played 15, we go to 14 and we finish there. We go to second of the 14 and the third on the 14. Right, so next lick. All right, so next lick. So we're gonna do that, and again, it's pretty much the same idea of what we did previously. So again, we start on this 10th of the B string, and again, you can choose to make a bend or just play on the 10th, right? So after you strike on the 10th, you go to the 10th of the E string, strike it once, and then you're gonna strike it again, but you do a pull off to 7. That's the movement. After you do that, you go to 10th of the B, 7 of the E, and then we're gonna start again, repeating the same motion. 10 of the B, pull off to 7, 10 of the B, pull off to 7. Let's go again. After we do that, 9 of the G, 7 of the B, we go back to G and do 9, pull off to 7, 9, pull off to 7. And then again, we repeat the same pattern. We go to 9 of the D, 7 of the G, and we go back to 9 of the D. Now, just like we did previously, we're gonna go 9, pull off to 7, 9, pull off to 7, and as soon as we do so, we do a slide to the 5th position and we do 7, pull off to 5. Let me do everything in slow tempo. I know it sounds confusing. And to finish, we do 7 of the A string and 5 of the A string. Let's go again. All right, so we are almost done. Let's go to the next lick. So the next lick is gonna be, and now this lick sounds when the song, it's kind of a already fade off. It's a kind of fading, we can barely listen to this lick. It's the last piece of music is gonna sound, the piece of guitar is gonna sound on the song, on the actual song. So what we do that, we go to the 17 of the E string, we do a bend, a release, and a pull off to 15. And as soon as we do that, we go to 17 of the B string, and we go back to E. And remember, if you wish, just an advice, when we go to 17, you need to do a bar and press, keep pressing on the 17 of the B and the E, right? Because as soon as you strike the 17 of the B, you need to strike the 17 of the E, so it's faster this way. So then you go to 15 of the E, 17 of the E, 15 of the E, 17 of the E, and then back, and you finish on the 15 of the E string. Everything happens on the E, but that 17 note. So we go to, and to finish, we do that. We strike on the 15 again, and we do a hammer on to the 16. Right, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Remember to always like the video and to, subscribe and all that shit. Remember to do that. Right, catch you on the next tutorial.